Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be very quick because I just have a gist and I'm like, no, I have to tell you guys this one. But anyways, I came to Town, is somewhere around Gold Coast, to do an exchange, and then I'm heading back home now, but I'm really exhausted, so I need to catch my breath because it's a long walk. So I'm like, I'm going to park, I'm going to stay in my car and give you guys this gist quickly before I start heading home. Anyway, that's the whole thing behind it. I got this McDonald's McCafe coffee. I was feeling sleepy when I was coming here again, so I'm like, yeah, I need coffee in my system. And I got McDonald's, so we're having some chicken nuggets. I bought the kids meal because I feel that it's just cheaper than buying the adults meal. Anyway, enough about the story. I just want to quickly tell you guys that if you are buying, I think I mentioned in one of my videos when I was doing the whole house series and everything, that before you sign any contract, make sure someone, your conveyancer, your solicitor, whoever, reads and proofreads the contract. So this happened to us, like it was so close, like only God saved us from this, because trust me, we signed another contract before that contract came, and I don't think anybody ready for it. We've signed several contracts that luckily did not go through for us. Before this one, we wanted to sign the contract, right? But we as well were very like skeptical about it. One was the fact, and for this same property, right, we initially put in an offer for the house and we were unsuccessful because someone had a higher offer than us. So we already took our mind off it and we moved on, only for them to come back and say the other contract did not go through. Are we still interested in the property? Hell yes, we're interested. Send us the contract, we would sign. I was the one who even chasing them for the contract because I was so excited, to be honest. So when the contract came, but I was like, why did it fall? Like, why didn't that one go through? Why did they come back to us? I was skeptical. Like, that was when we started asking, I said we were skeptical, especially my husband. Even now, I wanted the house. He was just being careful to say we cannot afford to make mistake. And then we sent the contract to our solicitor, and then she just called us and said, do not sign this contract, I need time to review it. This is not a standard contract. I'm like, wow. And then we started running around. Like, that was when we were like, oh wow, there's problem, what's happening? And she told us that we should have our initial call. So we had the initial call. She said, what are the things you think about the contract? We're like, oh, it looks good, we just want them to include the furniture in the contract. Like, we're saying the menial things. And then she was like, nope, all what you said is not even an issue, we can always go back to them to amend it. But have you seen the clause where it says this property is GST exclusive? That is to say, if you buy this property, you're going to pay GST, and GST in Australia is about 10%. So almost $100,000 additional payments to the house price. And I'm like, which account will you record that to? Because obviously the bank will not pay it, because in that way you're already overvaluing the property, so you will not get the bank support to a certain amount, right? And then we started running elter scatter. It was then it occurred to us that, oh, maybe that was why the first person also pulled off the contracts. And then we started reading contracts, sending it around. And then there were a few other changes we needed them to make. So now what now happens is you're no more dealing with the estate agent, right? The real estate agent, you are now dealing with solicitor to solicitor. So they were no longer talking to us. But immediately my husband, when they read all those things, additional 100,000, everything, my husband just like, no, we don't want this property anymore. But I really wanted the house so bad. So what I did was, I asked the solicitor, what do you think can happen? How can we manage or mend this? Because 100,000, and even while all of this conversation was happening, the truth is we already signed another contract. I remember in all of this conversation, it was happening maybe Monday, Tuesday, and then we signed another contract on maybe the Monday as well, like Tuesday, kind of. And then by Friday, our solicitor said, do you know what, I'm going to call a more senior lawyer in our firm to talk to you guys and explain things to you. And then we went through, there were other issues with the property, and she told us, do you know what, these are the odds, this is the probability of what can happen, regardless of the circumstance of this house, this can still happen. Like, just walked us through to give us a level of comfort, because what are the legal issues, like the future legal issues that can come off this property that we are currently not aware of. Went through all of that, and then she told us, you know what, let us write back to their solicitors and see if something can be done about the GST. The GST is the big issue now. They wrote back to them, and then they were happy to take off the GST. But imagine a situation where we just signed the contract and then just signed, like we sent it to the solicitor, say, oh, we've signed this contract, can you please communicate with them on all other correspondence? Imagine that. Would have had a liability of additional 100,000 from nowhere. Imagine, like 100,000. So therefore, before you sign any contract, please, and it's not just buying a house now, and even work contracts, you'll be shocked. Okay, let me bust your brain. I got a contract here. There was one time I was in the market. I was shopping around, right? I just wanted to see my market value, as I said that time. And then I got a job. Then we didn't have PR, right? And they told me, oh, don't worry, once you join us, we'll do your PR, we'll do all these things for you. They promised me heaven and earth so that I can move to them, right? To the company. Only for me to go through my contract when the contract came, and these things were not in the contract. If it is not in the contract, it is not binding. What they've told me at interviews is not binding. So whatever contract, even if you're relocating to Australia, whatever contract anybody gives you, read it line by line. Like, after this experience, any contract I get now, I sit with it, I pick out my highlighter, I start reading line by line. And if there's anything that is so ambiguous for me, I look for someone who is more experienced. If it's something I need to get a lawyer, I don't mind paying the cost, because you will be shocked that, imagine, when we got the house, like, right, the old legal fee we paid was maybe 1,500 or 2,000. I can't remember now. Imagine over us paying 100,000, and even the work of a solicitor is beyond them reading the contracts, right? Because this same solicitor helped us to cancel another contract we went to jump and sign, although she told us, don't worry, I will get you out of it. So we got 2 offers, like 2 house offers on our table. So we needed to get out of one. She still helped us get out of the other one. So if you get any contract, the bottom line of this conversation, if you get any contract, please get a professional to read it through, to certify the document, and be like, give you a level of comfort you cannot see. Because abroad, you don't want to enter any legal battle with anybody, because it is expensive. 1, 2, it will drain you mentally. Imagine if, like, there's just tons of things that can come out of having issues when you've not done the due diligence you're meant to do. So please, and please, and please, I hope this helps somebody. Don't sign any contracts without reading it. Make sure you read it, you know what the and then, yes, another thing is, they will put it as appendix. So those appendix are even the main issue right now. Like, this whole GST thing, a lot of other things they put in that contract was in the GST. Oh, I said was in the GST, was in the appendix. You know, all those additional appendix that you almost think, oh no, it has no meaning, it's not part of the actual contract. It has meaning. So please, see, don't ever think any of these real estate agents people are your friends. They are not your friends. At the end of the day, they are just trying to make their ends meet, if that makes sense. Because they will put you under pressure. Don't fall for it. Like, they will start saying, oh, do you know how many people are also waiting to get this property? This property is hot cake, just sign. Don't fall for that pressure. Like, oh god, you don't want to know. Someone who, like one of the real estate agents that we thought, oh, she had our back, she was our G, like, kind of thing, and then only for her to turn her back at us because we didn't want to sign a contract, and she was like, oh, you need to pay the deposit. It turned so messy. So please, before you sign any contract, like I've said, make sure you check very well. They are not your friends. They are trying to make money, and then if you're trying to invest your own money as well, you need to do your due diligence. So take your time. Once you see that someone is pushing you very hard and like, oh, can you quickly sign the contract and send it back to me ASAP, just know that there's something shady and you need a proper check. Like, you need a solicitor to do the check. So that's it. I hope this helps you. I'll see you guys later. Bye.